Hi everyone, my name is Akshaya Kavale. I'm a nature and animal communicator, which means I can speak to plants, animals and other species and have two-way conversations with them. I have been communicating with animals since 2015 and then I started doing it professionally in 2018. In these years of experience that I've had many people reach out to me to understand what communication is and how it can be used effectively. In these conversations, I have noticed that there have been certain misconceptions about communications as well. In this video, I want to discuss a few of these and explain what communication can and cannot do. Communication, as the name suggests, is a two-way conversation with the animal. Both parties to the communication, which is the communicator and the animal, are mutually consenting to it. So therefore, we cannot force the animal to do anything. A lot of people feel that communication means we can tell animal to do this and do that and we can fix things, and that truly is not really possible. Communication is just like human communication. As we can negotiate with each other, we can counsel one another through communication. The same way with animal communication, we can understand the feelings and perceptions of the animal and then find a middle ground where the human and the animal can work together as a team to resolve any issues that they may be going through. So communication is not a one quick fix for things that we are going through. It is merely understanding what the animal wishes to convey. Second thing important to understand is that it is an energetic technique, meaning that we connect to the energy source of the animal and not the physical form, and therefore it does not have any negative side effects on the animal. The animal may be doing whatever it is that they want to do physically and yet engage in a conversation at an energetic level. Therefore, because of this, while there can be no negative side effects, we cannot expect instantaneous changes in the behavior or in the personality of the animal as well. Circling back to the first time, it takes time to show changes because the animal may also be habituated to a certain things, and hence, just as with counseling techniques, with talk therapy counseling, with communication, we can understand what the animal feels and then work on ways that can help the animal better. Third thing, which is extremely important, is that we cannot medicate, we cannot diagnose, we cannot treat with animal communication. We cannot fix any physical health issues with animal communication. What we can, however, do is understand the pain points, areas of discomfort, the animal's perception of what is happening, so that other professionals such as doctors can understand that, and also this information can be helpful in the line of treatment. So as communicators, we should avoid using terminologies which can be understood as medical diagnosis and strictly focus on the areas of discomfort and how the animal is feeling, so that the human and the doctors and other teams of professionals can help the animal accordingly. Likewise, as a communicator, we cannot commit to fixing health and behavior issues too. A lot of times people reach out to me because they have behavioral issues with their animals. Again, through communication, while we can understand their perception, we cannot ask them to change their behavior. We can of course understand a resolution from their end. However, it is the job of a professional behavioral therapist or a trainer to make the animal work with their techniques to help them fix their behavioral issues. So while communication is excellent in understanding how the animal feels and what the perception of the animal is, it cannot really replace the expertise of other professionals. It should not replace the expertise of other professionals. It should be strictly used as a tool to understand what the animal has to share about what they are going through, so that the human also understands them better. And finally, communication should not only be used when there are issues, but in fact be used regularly with our animals, so that we create a deeper bond with our animals and at an energetic and at a spiritual level. We have other professionals to address their issues, be it at a behavior or health level. However, at a spiritual level, the bond that we share with our animals can be understood through communication, and that is where our role is. That is what we should be focused on. One thing that is something that people feel very strongly is that animal communication can help find lost animals. Again, I'm of the opinion that it may be an outcome, a probable outcome, but one cannot guarantee it, because again, unless we speak to the animal, we cannot tell what they are capable of sharing, and hence for missing animals, physical efforts are extremely important, while communication can be one of the tools that we can apply, but we cannot only and only rely on communication for finding our missing animals too. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and found it helpful. If you've heard about such misconceptions that you need clarity on, please do mention it in the comment section below. And if you feel like there are certain misconceptions that you have clarity on, mention those as well, so that we can all learn from each other. Until the next video, bye bye.